Well, the funeral of 14 of the 19 people killed in a northwest horror crash is underway at Ipelegeng Multipurpose Centre in Schweizer-Reneke. Premier Bushy Maape and members of the Executive Council are attending the mass burial. The victims died more than a week ago when a quantum they were travelling in collided with a truck on the R34. For more on this story, I'm joined by our reporter Bafedile Moerane. Bafedile, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us. Now, I know earlier you had a conversation with the regional representative for Santako, then Tate Tlhadi. He, of course, had some sentiments on the mass burial that you're covering, but what other sentiments have come out of today's tragic event?
Well, we saw a number of people coming forward there, including the provincial government represented by the MEC of Social Development, Bafedile Moerane. We understand she's standing in for Premier Bushy Maape because he couldn't make it as he is ill. But however, the MEC has promised the families and other affected members of the community to say that they will come forward as the provincial government in ensuring that they send people who will help them after the funeral, because a lot of people are still traumatized. We had a number of people, including family members, coming forward to say that they are not happy with a video that was taken at the scene on Saturday night, and a lot of people saying that they're still traumatized out of that. But let me talk to the MEC of Social Development to hear from them that besides helping the families to bury their loved ones today with the finance and all that, what is it that they are going to bring again on the table? Thank you so much, MEC, for joining us at Newzroom Afrika. We heard you when you were speaking at the podium saying that you are still going to assist the families beyond the funeral. What is it that you're intending to do as the provincial government?
As the provincial government, like you have seen after the accident, the Premier came to this area together with MECs, working together with the municipality and the MPLs to show that as government we are really touched by what happened. And then we sat down and decided that, you know what, because these are our clients, especially social development, it can't be that we leave them like that and we think that they have policies or whatever. More especially that in one family, the home is going to be closed because all the family members in that family has passed on. So we then decided to make a team by the Premier's instruction to say all the departments come together, make sure that you assist all the families. So that is why we are here today. We then came up with the burial, whatever was needed by the family, to make sure that they do an honor to their loved ones. And the other thing that we're going to do, we're not going to do this only. After the funeral, you'd remember that social development is providing psychosocial support and the Department of Health, because we now need even the Department of Health to participate, which is doing that and has done that. So what we're going to do after this as government, together, all of us, we're going to provide psychosocial support. We're going to make sure the relevant department has already started, by the way, to make sure that rough money is received by those who are left behind. The other thing that government is going to do, through SASSA, some of them are going to receive, to be put in a 3-month program where they're going to receive SRD. But as social development, we're still going to maintain them until we're sure that at least they can stand on their feet. But lastly, there is a family where there's an elderly person who is left alone in that family. So as social development, we are going to talk to the family members so that we take the aged to our old age home. We also have a family where there are only 2 kids who are left in that family. We are going to talk to family members that government can take them for foster care. So this is the support that we're going to give. We're not going to leave them here today, but all other departments will make sure that they assist where their responsibility is. But also lastly, you'd have heard that there's a video that has been spiral. viral in actual fact. That video, we are condemning it as government because there are speculations that on that scene or in that day, only police were allowed to be there, and they are the ones who are taking videos or pictures. But as government, because we don't know what happened, we are going to investigate that so that we clear the name of government to say, as government officials, you are not allowed to do that. You can imagine if I'm in an accident and the video goes viral and my kids don't even know, my relatives don't even know, it really traumatizes the families more. So we are going to do that investigation, and then upon receiving the results of the investigation, community members will know, and action will be taken against those ones. But also to say to the community members, if it's them, please stop that, because your phones, you should use them correct. You can't use the phones to do that because you are traumatizing other family members.
Thank you so much, MEC Bafedile Moerane. Quite an extensive intervention from the provincial government there, as you hear in Tokozo, that the provincial government, even beyond the funeral today, they're still going to revisit all the affected families in trying to help them with all that they need. We understand 3 people are still hospitalized here in Schweizer-Reneke Hospital, and one of them is a 5-year-old from the Ntlazeng family. But we understand that she is, or they are all recovering quite well where they are in Tokozo.
Well, Bafedile, just very quickly before we close up this conversation, I know that you had a conversation with the Santako regional representative there in Tate. Just talk to us about some of the sentiments that he brought out of that mass burial, raising issues, of course, around road safety, raising issues around the sort of responsibility that is on taxi operators when transporting families in this instance.
Well, he has made it clear that the taxi that was hired, which is a Quantum, a 15-seater, does not belong to the taxi association. It's a private-owned car for businesses, for private trips, businesses. But he has said that imagine 22 people now having to occupy a 15-seater. It's really uncalled for. They are worried about that. He has called on everyone, including their members, to say that please refrain from doing that, because now look at what has happened. You could ask yourself, because as we know that investigations are still underway, what could have transpired really? But if you just put it into logic, 15-seater now at that particular time carrying about 22 people, it's really unlawful. But the provincial government, however, it is saying that investigations are still underway to investigate as to what could have led to this particular accident.
All right, Bafedile, thank you so much. We are going to leave it there for now. A story that we'll continue to watch, of course, particularly around some of the promises made there by the provincial government and how they intend to be of help to families and dependents affected by this horror accident.